Hard conspiracy, talk about where my goat Mater might be stronger than we think. It might be true, so let me stop yapping and let's get into the vid.
You expect me to believe that?
Well, you should. You
We're
should
damn
too.
cool. Great powers means great responsibility.
Cars is a weird franchise. The
Peak
world in the Cars
franchise.
movies is like ours, except for the small detail that everything is cars instead of humans.
The goat!
Which is a very weird premise for a movie franchise, and it only gets weirder the more you think about it. I
How?
mean, first off, we can clearly see that throughout all the history of this world, everything has always been cars. Even all the way back to dinosaur cars.
Dinosaur
I don't know
car.
much about these dino things.
I know the logo for Dinoco kind of looks like a real dinosaur for some reason, but other than that one contradiction, it's just straight up car dinosaurs.
You know what the dinosaur kind of look like? The dinosaur from The Good Dinosaur. That company, bro. Kind of look like that, bro. I don't know. But it could be a future hint for a future film.
For
I
some
don't know.
reason,
Maybe.
but other than that one contradiction, it's just straight up car dinosaurs. It's always been cars.
What
wrong with
happened to
that?
the dinosaurs now?
And I know people like to say, oh, maybe
What
the
happened?
cars are just recreating human history. But even if that's somehow true, the human theories still don't make sense
Oh,
because in the Cars world, everything is cars. And when I say everything, I mean everything.
Even the baddies. Even the mountains. Even the clouds.
And
Tire
I think
trails.
there are two possible explanations as to why. You can
Why?
either take a carvolutionist perspective and assume this is a universe where the car shape just happens to be the most efficient shape for survival and entropy, kind of like how we can
mean
see
we
the
evolved?
golden ratio spiral everywhere in our world, or like how different animals can independently evolve into crabs because the crab shape
So
is
you're
just so
telling-
badass.
My question is, how does like trucks, vans, where do they order from? I know like Lightning McQueen from like, how do they get their speed and shit? Like, how do you know you're a Ferrari? Like what?
Or we can take a car-rationism perspective and assume there is an all-powerful car god out
Yes,
there that has
just
shaped
the
and
one, just the
renamed
one,
the
just the
world
one.
into his image. We do know there is religion in this world,
Yes.
and there has been mentions of a manufacturer in place of the word God.
That's the manufacturer! You're alive!
So,
Whoa,
you know,
who's
maybe
that?
Car God did it. So that is my Alex Bale take on all of these Cars theories. I am sorry
But who's
if that's not
manufacturer?
as fun or dark and edgy as a post-apocalyptic
It's more
human
realistic.
theory, but I think it's undeniably what the actual movies themselves support. Now that
Hold on. I think a realistic or like a god being manufactured is something that we should talk about. Cause like that's like a like an area where they go to fix cars. So who's the god in that area? Like are they the god of the universe, the manufacturers? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
basically covers all the stuff that everyone loves talking about with the Cars movies. But the real reason I'm making this video is because there's still something that most Cars theories never talk about. Something that most theorists just pretend doesn't exist because it makes the weird and convoluted Cars franchise look tame in comparison.
But it's funny.
Yes, that is correct. This is no longer a Cars theory video.
What is
This
it?
is a theory about Mater's
The god!
tall tales.
Maters don't lie. Maters tells the truth, bro. I don't know who the fuck
If
you
I'm
are, bro.
lying, I'm crying.
So, Cars
don't
is
lie,
a weird
nigga.
franchise, but the weirdness is kind of contained to the fact that they are sentient cars. Other than that, they're just kind of normal people doing normal things.
Yep.
Except for when it comes to Mater.
My name's Mater.
Mater?
Yeah, like Mater, but without the tuh.
Mater
Right.
is Lightning McQueen's best friend, and he's kind of a
One and
dumb,
only.
lovable tow truck who
Whoa, don't call Mater dumb now. Call him a goated, unique individual that was made by the greatest franchise. Well, one of the greatest franchise ever to be animated, bro.
was born in
That what you need to
Radiator
call him.
Springs. Or I guess maybe in a mansion. They kind of retconned it in the new Disney Plus show. And he's just a pretty
I like
normal,
that, bro.
simple guy,
He won 3 piston cups!
He did what in his cup?
except for the fact that he keeps accidentally ending up in weird, impossible situations. Like how in Cars 2,
Hmm.
he accidentally became an international spy for the entire movie.
Yes, he did.
You mean like insurance aid? Like
The greatest
Like a
spy.
good neighbor,
Better than James Bond.
Vader is there.
And then got knighted by the queen.
Sato Meta.
And if you thought Cars 2 was a weird departure for the Cars franchise, well then prepare yourself for the insanity that is Mater's Tall Tales.
I used to be a fire truck.
What?
There come right.
Look, clean.
These were a
Hold up.
series of shorts that featured Mater
What kind of
telling
clean?
Lightning McQueen different convoluted stories from his life, like the time he became a fire truck, or a wrestler, or an
believe it.
astronaut, or when he met aliens, or literally time traveled.
Later, Mater. Later, Mater.
And obviously,
McQueen was
you'd
there.
assume that these are all just made-up stories because they're called Tall Tales,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of every episode, they're always proven to be true.
That did not happen. Houston has another problem. That did not happen.
So they are canon, right?
Mater, there's no such thing as time travel.
Oh, by the way,
Is this
I
your
never
candy?
did get a chance to thank you for introducing me and Stanley.
And that's how you make history.
Okay, but maybe these
What?
are just weird, non-canon shorts. They aren't necessarily connected to the main
They
Cars
better be named
movies
canon.
that we care about, right? Well, in Cars 3, we can see a poster that proves that Monster Truck Mater did actually happen. The creators had a chance to distance themselves from Mater's Tall Tales and instead decided to double down and make them officially canon.
So you made wrestling Mater canon like that? You telling me Mater was doing all them tricks in Harley back in the day? You tell me Mater had the craziest life, bro? You tell me McQueen, all time righteous? Nah, nigga, we got Mater the fucking macho, greatest wrestler to ever be seen, bro. Hi, John Cena, because we got Mater in the building. Stop playing, bro.
But the most confusing thing that happens
Oh
in
my
all
God.
of these shorts is
You're a
halfway
fireman?
through every
Head to the
episode
moon?
when Lightning McQueen questions the stories.
Jumping Carburetor Canyon? No way.
Yes, well, you remember. You was there too.
What?
Yeah.
Ready, buddy?
You really expect me to believe that?
Well, you should. You was there too.
You got amnesia?
Mater reveals that Lightning was also in all of these stories, despite him having no memory of being there.
Well, don't you remember? You was there too.
What?
But remember, we know these stories are true, so why doesn't McQueen remember?
Yeah, why
Well,
don't-
there is a funny theory that Lightning McQueen might have dementia from all of his many, many accidents.
CTE? Shout out to Tony Brown, bro. My goat. That's not my goat. That's someone else.
And that does feel like the easiest
Man,
explanation, but there's one small detail that contradicts it. In Moon Mater, Mater becomes an astronaut and goes to the moon.
He needs a toe.
Where on earth are we gonna get a toe?
Well, that guy's got a toe.
Huh?
And later, we of course reveal that Lightning McQueen was there too.
No way.
Yes, way. But that was nuts compared to you.
But there's a very strange detail at the start of this episode that doesn't quite make sense. Before Mater gets his astronaut suit, why is he blue? Now, this isn't the first
second
time we've
movie?
seen Blue Mater. In Cars 1, there was a brief flashback
The
that
second
showed
one.
Radiator
She was
Springs
dark
in its
blue.
prime, and we could see that back then, Mater was a clean blue tow truck.
Ooh.
Long ago. So, this Moon Mater story must have taken place around that time. But this
No fucking
doesn't
way.
make
No
sense
fucking way.
because Lightning McQueen only met Mater after he was covered in
Yeah,
years
so-
worth of dirt and old dents.
We couldn't.
Morning, Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, but we couldn't. Nah.
I was wondering when you was gonna wake up.
He never knew Mater when he was blue. So
lied.
how could he have possibly been in this story? So even if Lightning
A
forgot,
brother.
the timeline still doesn't make sense. And it's not like they even needed to make Mater blue in this short. The creators put in extra effort here just to make their story make less sense. But why? And it's not even just
throw us
Lightning
off.
that doesn't remember this. In Cars 1, Mater says this about a road Lightning made.
It's like it was paved by angels.
Oh, I tell you what, I bet even the roads on the moon ain't this smooth.
I bet even the roads on the moon ain't this smooth.
So that connects?
Wait, at this point, hasn't Mater already been to the moon?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't I bet kind of a weird thing to say if Mater should know for a fact whether or not the moon is this smooth? It seems like even Mater himself had no memory of this story. A story that is proven to be true at the end of the episode.
That did not happen.
Vader!
Houston has another problem.
So, how does any of this make sense?
Hold on. If the tales are after the first two movies or the first movie, and that theoretically, if he time traveled in those tall tales, he could have theoretically went back in time and did all this shit with McQueen. That's the only way possible, bro. That's the only way possible.
It's almost like these stories only become true after Mater tells them, which kind of implies that
time manipulation, Vader. Time manipulation. Holy shit, bro.
He was there too.
What if Mater is actually the god or the manufacturer the whole time?
Listen, I know this idea sounds really stupid and crazy, but if we look back through the entire Cars franchise with this in mind, suddenly, a lot of the weird inconsistencies in this dumb franchise start to make a lot more sense. Let's start with something small, like Mater's birthplace changing. Originally, we were shown that he was born in Radiator Springs.
You've never been outside Radiator Springs, have you?
Nope.
But in the new Disney Plus show, Cars on the Road, we are told that he was instead born in a rich family and grew up in a Cars on the Road. We are told that he was born in Radiator Springs.
You've never been outside Radiator Springs, have you?
Nope.
But in the new Disney Plus show, Cars on the Road, we are told that he was instead born in a rich family and grew up in a mansion on the east side of America.
You grew up here?
I know that.
Yep.
But let's go back and take a look at the first time everyone in Radiator Springs learned about this.
I'd say Mater's been holding out on me.
Mater is a complicated guy.
Mamma mia, Mater has a sister?
Boggles the mind, man.
No, non ci posso credere.
Mater clearly just told them the story about his family and where he grew
lied.
up. A story that nobody knew about before.
Wait a minute. You have a sister?
But now is suddenly proven true.
You grew up here? Yep.
Just like Mater's tall tales. I think this continuity error was caused by Mater's reality warping powers.
He was there too.
In the first Cars movie, we can see a photo of Conehenge, which is the Cars World's version of Stonehenge. But later, in Cars on the Road, we see it's now been changed to Carhenge.
The sign said, don't touch!
So, why is this structure so inconsistent? Well, why did McQueen and Mater go to Carhenge in the first place?
Look, you picked the last three stops. Carhenge.
Anyway.
Because it was Mater's idea.
You picked the last three stops.
He probably previously told Lightning about Carhenge, which caused it to change. Okay, but these are just little inconsistencies. What about something big? How about the fact that the Cars franchise, a pretty simple series about cars racing each other, suddenly decided to make an entire movie about the funny side character becoming an international spy?
Because we need a movie just like that. We all wanted a movie about Mater, bro. And guess what? It's one of the best movies to ever be produced in that franchise.
Mater, we've got to get that bomb off you.
Bomb? You? Why didn't my death ray kill you?
Death ray? Doesn't that sound more like the plot of a Mater's Tall Tale? Well, actually, take a look at what happens at the end of the movie when we cut back to Radiator Springs.
So there we was, guns drawn. We was Donners. But then, out of nowhere, this beautiful spy car swoops in from the sky to save me.
That's a very entertaining story, young man.
Oh, Minnie, please, come on. None of this happened.
No, you're quite right. It does sound a bit far-fetched.
This is Holly Shiftwell.
I'm Mater's girlfriend.
Cars 2 was a Mater's Tall Tale. It follows the exact same formula.
That did not happen.
See you later.
Come on, none of this happened.
I'm Mater's girlfriend.
And she flies in.
And it all happened just because Mater spoke it into existence. This theory literally makes the insanity of Cars 2 make more sense.
You mean like
this dumb State Farm joke also makes so much more sense now because Mater has the exact same powers from those State Farm commercials.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, Dave.
With a sandwich.
Oh, yeah. And the girl from 4E?
So Mater just has the power to instantly spawn whatever he wants or whatever he says come true? The more and more everything that shows up Mater, the more and more I see in the video, the more it makes sense, Mater. Who are you, bro? Who gave you these powers? Who your mama? Who your daddy, bro? Where you come from, bro? 'Cause ain't no way. I gotta know, bro. I gotta know.
Can I get a hot tub?
Bro?
Well, don't you remember? You was there too?
That happened.
Mater is unironically the most powerful character in all of fiction. He could literally beat anyone in a fight just by uttering the words, "You was there too."
Probably.
And I believe that he has been secretly manipulating the events of this entire franchise for his own benefit. Now, I don't really have any strong evidence to prove this, but to me, the start of the first Cars movie also kind of feels like another tall tale.
What?
Morning, Sleeping Beauty. Boy, I was wondering when you was gonna wake up.
Take whatever you want, just don't hurt me. A famous race car just happens to accidentally get stuck in the same town as Mater, and they become best friends for life, and he decides to never leave because Mater is just so cool.
Okay, now he's the GOAT.
My best friend, what are you gonna do?
That just kind of sounds like something Mater would make up to manifest a cool, famous best friend.
I knowed I made a good choice.
In what?
You already made the choice.
My best friend.
Now, how did Mater obtain this god power? I honestly do not know. And believe me, I have looked everywhere in every piece of Cars media for an explanation. I even read the fucking comic books, but unfortunately, there is nothing. Mater just has this ability to change reality for some unexplained reason, and he is using it to live his best life and go on fun adventures with his best friend, Lightning McQueen.
Mater, how'd you like to come and see the world with me?
You mean it?
And you know what? Good for him. We can even see in the Cars 2 credits that after the movie, they travel the weird car-shaped world together and visit all the great car wonders of the world. And of course, they climb the iconic weird car-shaped mountains of this weird franchise. And that is my Cars theory. So thank you very much for watching.
Nah, that theory low-key cooking, bro. That cooking, bro. That Mater has the power, and he not only that he benefit, he uses it for his friend benefit, bro. But when he used the power, he uses it for like good. Like he could use it for evil, like turn the world upside down. But nah, bro, just chilling with his best friend,
Hang on a second.
doing his thing, going on trips, and you know,
Matterhorn
being Mater, being the GOAT. I respect that. I respect that.
And yeah, look, it's even been renamed to be spelled like him. Wait a second. There is an all-powerful car god out there that has shaped and renamed the world into his image. Wait, is Mater the reason why everything is cars? Is Mater just straight up God?
Is Michael the... like I said, the main vector?
So, in the Cars franchise, everything is cars. Except there is one contradiction to that shows up repeatedly in almost every piece of Cars media. The logo for Dinoco kind of looks like a real dinosaur for some reason. The Dinoco logo. Dinoco is one of the racing brands that shows up all the time in this franchise, and their logo is a silhouette of a big dinosaur. But it's not the dino cars that we've seen in museums, it's clearly just a regular, non-car shaped dinosaur. It's a weird contradiction to the everything is car rule that pops up all over this franchise. Now, if there is some kind of car god that shaped the world into cars, why would he be so inconsistent with dinosaurs? It's a strange thing to leave out. It's almost like whoever created this world didn't know much about dinosaurs. Huh. Does that remind you of anyone?
I don't know much about these dino things. What happened to the dinosaurs now? I don't know much about these dino things.
Who?
Well, dadgum, McQueen, boy, I tell you what, I sure do like me some cars. Wouldn't it be fun if everything was cars? I don't know about that, Mater. That doesn't really make any sense. Well, shoot, you should know, McQueen. You was there too. What?
What if Mater was the dinosaur? Mater is God. Mater is God. It makes sense, bro. He's just too goated, man. I mean, every time I see Mater, bro, you can't hate Mater, bro. You can't. Like every time Mater's on screen, he's funny. He's funny, bro. So if Mater all-time God, the manufacturer, bro, that's a good theory, bro. It's plausible. It do make sense. But the dinosaurs, bro. Either him and McQueen were both dinosaurs. Like, you know what? You were there too as cars, bro, and boom, they're cars. Or it connect with the good dinosaur, bro. Gotta make sense, bro. I don't know, maybe them, bro. The Green Lantern dinosaur. I don't know. Maybe I'm off of something. Maybe I'm not, bro. Maybe I'm cooking. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm burning. Maybe I'm cooking. But let me start yapping, bro. If y'all like the video, if y'all want to see more content, more conspiracy theory, more anything, don't forget to like, comment, and share, bro. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Peace.